Hello and welcome back to the Early Intellect Learning Channel. My name is Claire Annialee Thomas. I am an educator. I am an advocate for early learning and early childhood education, and I am also the founder of Early Intellect. We are an educational company supporting families in the area of early development and early education. And I'm excited to be bringing you another video today. If you are not already, make sure you click that subscribe button and like this video. I don't want you to miss anything that I post. Today, we are going to be talking about name practice. And I'm going to be sharing with you one of my most used resources when I'm working on children learning their names. If you didn't already know, I have been teaching kindergarten for the past 3 years, and during the kindergarten year, learning their name, learning how to write their name, learning how to spell it, how to identify their names is one huge skill that we practice throughout the year during kindergarten. And throughout the year, I try to differentiate how we are practicing it. So I try to use different activities, use different games for name practice. And I actually found this super cool website that allows for me to just input the children's names and it generates a bunch of name activities. And so I thought I would share it with you so that you can also be using it for name practice with your child at home. So I'm actually going to be walking you through the entire step-by-step process of where to find the activities on the website, how to generate the activities, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like when printed out and how I use it. So come on along with me. First things first, we are going to head over to the website. It is called Create Printables. Once you put it into Google, it is the first search result that comes up, and it will take you to the home page. So I'm going to be showing you a couple of the different resources that they have for names. Keep in mind that this website is going to be filled with ads, but it really shouldn't bother you too much. So we're going to look at the first one. So this one is the name. So actually, this is the first one over here, the Name Practice Original. I use this one often. So for this one, it just generates a tracing sheet with your child's name. So I'm going to go ahead and put my name on the box on the right hand side. You can do first name, or you can do first and last name, or just first name. So here I'm going to do my first and last names just so you can see. And usually I will select a different font. I like for it to be on the lines, so I will select this first font, dotted, guided, and you see how it changes it from just having the dotted lines to having it actually on the midline. And then I'm going to go down here on the right side and click View Print. And it is going to go ahead and generate this tracing sheet for my name. And then what I usually do with this, sometimes depending on the child, if they need a lot of practice, I may put it in a plastic sleeve so that they can have continuous practice and they will use a dry erase marker to trace their name. That way they can have continuous practice. But sometimes I will just allow it to be a one-off worksheet if they just need some practice with it. So now I'm going to go ahead and go back to the website, Create Printables. I'm going to go back to the main page. And I will be showing you the second activity. So now we're going to go ahead and click on the second name activity. So these are going to be on the very first page, on the home page, once you click on the website. So now we're going to look at this one. This is the name tracing practice, and this one has a variety of worksheets. So again, I'm going to scroll down, and on the right hand side where it says child's name, I'm going to enter the name. For this one, we're just doing first name. And when I scroll down again, I'm going to click View Print, and it's going to generate the worksheets for me. So this one has 10 different worksheets. So let's look at the first one. So this one trace the name, so read their name and then trace it and then color it. They have a second one, same thing again, read it, trace it, and then build it. There's a third one. This is sorting the letters of their name. So first they color it, and then they are sorting between letters with holes and letters with no holes. So they'll have to cut out the pieces on the bottom. The next one, again, read it, trace it, and on this third page, they have to identify their name and circle it. The next one is tracing it, writing it by themselves, and then coloring the vowels. So for this one, your child will have needed practice with knowing letters that are vowels versus consonant letters. But this is also a great time to talk about those things. So you can let them know A, I, and E are vowels and the rest of the letters are consonants. But if you haven't really introduced the ideas of vowels and consonants, if you haven't been working on the alphabet, then you could skip this one. So usually at the beginning of the year with my students, I don't do this particular one immediately. And the next one, again, a trace, and then they write it independently and draw a picture of themselves. And on page 6, again, they color it, they write it, and they identify the first letter and then draw something that begins with the first letter of their name. This is another one with the vowel and consonant sort. Over here, putting the uppercase, so capital, and lowercase letters. And on page 9, they are sorting the letters that are small, that are tall, and the letters that fall. And actually, this is the last one. So this gives you 10 different pages of activities that you can be using with your child to practice their name. Again, I'm going to go back and we're going to go back to the home page. I'm going to show you 2 more activities that you can use from this website. So going to scroll down on the second row. This one is the name tracing and writing practice booklet. Again, same ordeal, scrolling down, entering your child's name, clicking view print. And here it gives you the different pages of the booklet. So this is the cover with the name and they can draw a picture. And then the second page would be coloring their name, seeing the sounds of the letters in their name, tracing the name, writing the name inside the boxes, tapping and reading the name, writing their name, and then circling the letters. So this is a really simple booklet that can be used. And we're going to go back one last time to the home page, scrolling down. And the last one is going to be the name Play-Doh mat. Again, adding the name in the box so that it can generate the mat. And we have a name Play-Doh mat. Usually when I use these, I stick them in a plastic sleeve. That way they could be used over and over again. You don't have to use Play-Doh to build a name with this. You can use different sensory items. You can use beans. You can use cotton balls. You can use a plethora of different items just to build the name, making sure that they're following the directions. So starting at the dot and going around, starting at the dot and going straight down. So there are a plethora of ways that you can use this, but I also often use it just for Play-Doh. But there are multiple ways that this can be used. And they do have also a variety of different worksheets that can be generated, but for the purpose of today's video, I was focused on simply the name tracing sheets and name tracing activities. This is the Play-Doh sheet I printed out. Like I mentioned in the video, it doesn't have to be used just for Play-Doh, but using Play-Doh on it is one of the ways that I use it. And I also use this plastic sleeve usually. That way I don't have to keep making copies. So this plastic sleeve is actually from Amazon. It came in a pack of 28. But you can also find them at Dollar Tree. You can find them at Target. Just a single sleeve. So usually I just stick it right in. That way it can be used over and over again. I don't have to keep reprinting it. They can use it for a variety of activities. So put the Play-Doh right on there, and it's also very easy cleanup. If you want to use something other than Play-Doh, you can use pom-poms to help them build their name. So saying the letter as they are building. You can use Cheerios or foam, just anything else that's sensory that you want them to use. You can use here on the plastic sleeve, and you can use with the name mat. As they are building, it's very important to remind them of the letters. You can focus on one letter at a time. Like, oh, I see you are building the C in your name now. Now you're building the L in your name. So I really like this one, and it is one of my most used ones. So I usually send one home with a child towards the beginning of the year so that they can have just ample practice with building. This is the booklet. So it is 4 different pages. So when it is cut out, because we do have to cut down the center, it becomes 8 pages of the booklet. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it so that you can be able to see what it looks like. This is what the booklet looks like cut out. So on this first page, they are just reading their name and then drawing a picture of themselves. On the second page, they're coloring their name. Third page is tracing their name. And then on this one, this page I would actually be careful about, because it says I can see the sounds the letters in my name make. It is not giving, like for me, it's not giving the true sounds for every letter, because the A in my name is not saying ah, and the I in my name is not saying I. So I as in ice. So I just wouldn't, I wouldn't use that unless it is like the actual initial sounds that the letters make in their name. And then here I can read my name, so you can have them tap and say each sound in their name, or just read the whole thing. And then here they are placing the letters in their name in the boxes. Oops. For this one, I can circle the letters in my name so they can go through and find all the letters in their names. And last but not least, I can write my name. So this is a cute little booklet that you can use to just have another way to practice their name. So this is the 10 pages of activities also printed out. For some of these, they can also be used in the plastic sleeve that I showed. So like this first one, the first thing that they have to do is trace the name with their finger, and then they can trace it with a crayon, marker, or if you are using the plastic sleeve, dry erase marker. And then this bottom one, they can color it. Again, if you're using the sleeve, they can build it with Play-Doh or build it with some other material, other sensory materials. So this is one I would use with the plastic sleeve so that you wouldn't have to keep reprinting. This one I also like. So again, they're reading their name, they're tracing it, and then you need some scissors. You would cut out the bottom, and then they would glue their name. So this is also great because they'll be getting some fine motor practice in with the cutting and using the glue. So this one is also a really awesome one. This next one, separating the letters, sorting the letters with holes versus letters with no holes. Again, some cutting practice is going to be going on here, some gluing, so a lot of fine motor work going on with this one. I also like this one. This is helpful in helping them be able to just identify their names, because this is something that they'll have to do. Like, let's say they get into the classroom, they have to find their name on the desk, they have to find their names when they're putting their stuff away, they have to find their name amongst other names. And so this one is really helpful in practicing that. Again, this is another one that you can just stick in the plastic sleeve that can be used over and over again. And if you don't have the plastic sleeves, you can also use just a sheet protector. So you can get those again from Dollar Tree, from Staples. You can get the sheet protectors that would go into the binders, and you can stick a whole bunch of these in there so that you're not printing them out every single time your child is practicing their name. So this is another one. This is they trace the name, then they write the names, and then they are coloring the vowels and coloring the consonants. So this one is a little bit more advanced. I usually wouldn't use this until probably like mid-year, after I have taught them the difference between vowels and consonants. So after I have specifically taught them the vowels, then I would use something like this. So if you haven't introduced the vowels to your child yet, this might be one you can skip, or you can also just use it as a teaching moment. Like, these are the vowels in your name, A, I, E, and these are the consonants in your name. But I would skip it if you haven't really done any sort of instruction or any sort of learning around vowels versus consonants, any specific alphabet learning. And I printed this one out twice. And for this one, again, they're tracing their name, they're writing their name, and then they are drawing a picture of themselves. So this is a really cute one. This is another one that is a sorting one. So sorting letters, the small letters, the tall letters, and letters that fall. And over here we have another vowel and consonant sort, and then another sorting. This is sorting uppercase or capital and lowercase. So again, if you haven't done any sort of they haven't been working on their alphabet yet, you can use this as a great way to introduce uppercase and lowercase letters, or you can go ahead and skip those altogether. So you can choose whatever ones fit you best and fit your child where they are. That's what will be most helpful as you are working with them on their name. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like the video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss anything else I post. Thank you for watching.